Just a little quick hello here to revisit an old guitar of mine. As you can see, it's Capri Orange, and it's homemade. It's made from a kit, and it's one of the first things I did before there was really like guitars, I suppose. It's just I'm fancying doing something with a guitar kit, or making a guitar. How do you go about doing it? And so I bought this kit from a UK retailer. This was called Tone Music or something like that, Steve Thompson. Now it's just an interesting little thing about making your own thing. So this was the first thing I had the experience of making. Sprayed it myself and did most of it in fairly inclement weather, so I got this blooming because it was humid and whatnot, so it wasn't ideal, but I did it outside in actually a damp winter. When I made it, it didn't have this Duesenberg tremolo. It didn't have that bridge either. I've added both those. This one because it had longer intonation travel, and this one because I wanted to try it out on something, and this was the only guitar I had that the angles were right. Actually, it's got a great tone. It works really well with this guitar. And what is also not original is the tuners. I've just changed those today for lighter ones. I had some old, very old Grovers which were so heavy. So this guitar was always a bit light, like all SGs tend to be. So I've got some lead in here, which I put in over the time. I've also obviously replaced these tuners today with lighter ones. So actually now this finally balances okay, even on quite a slippy strap. So it's I've just put new strings on, which was somebody else's spares, so they're not necessarily the best quality, but they'll do. I've also changed the nut today. Finally, for one of these adjustable Tusq ones with a milliput base of my own making, which gives us, along with this slightly rocking bridge, which is amazing. It's a roller bridge, but it also rocks. Gives us a nice tremolo. Happening down here. It's very effective. So this Tusq nut, which is very well lubricated because of the material, adjusted to give the right first fret action, makes it easy to play. Plus this Duesenberg tremolo, 60 quid, 70 quid's worth of tremolo. It's really effective. This works immediately, 10 times better than the Fender Bigsby on my Telecaster inside. This is with strings that have just been put on, still staying in tune. Anyway, just the point about this was just to show you not exactly that impressed with this. This is an IronGear P90. It's a little bit lifeless. See, it's still a bit heavy, but anyway, so yeah, this is just a little thing on how much fun it is really to build your own guitar, especially if you're new into the world of doing stuff with guitars and you just want to get your hands on and learn something. This is a great way to do it, and I paid a fair price for this because it was a mahogany thing with reasonable quality parts to begin with, but actually you know, and actually I paid a premium because I wanted to buy it from a UK seller that I could at least communicate directly with. But you could do far worse than you know, buy a Chinese, well they're all Chinese sourced, but you could find cheaper ones than this. Thomann do some amazing cheap kits, but theirs aren't set neck. This one's a glued neck, and I eventually, because of the weight business, I eventually moved the button to here. I had it a couple of different places, so it's a kind of very much a scrappy old thing, but actually it plays brilliantly well, and I really enjoy it. And it just doesn't get used that much because I've got so many other things to choose from. But you know, I'd be quite happy to take that out and rehearse or gig with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. There was previously, I wasn't happy with the nut. I couldn't get the nut right. It was one of those that just wouldn't go right for me. But in this case, changing over and putting this adjustable nut on was a really good move, which I'm tending to do now with just about every guitar I come into contact with. It just seems a really smart solution. I said on another video yesterday, you know, I don't, people may get the feeling that I enjoy cutting nut slots all day long, and I promise you I don't. And the only reason I do it is to get, because that first fret action plus the tuning stability when the nut is cut correctly is just so important. You can't do anything but do that. But actually, if I can find a solution that gets around that problem, as in the case of this Tusq nut adjustable insert and a homemade bass, which I make out of milliput, then I will go with this any day. I don't want to be cutting nut slots at all if I can help it, but this is a perfect solution. There you go. So, you know, who cares that the paint works terrible, you know, but it's cool. It's my DIY orange monster, and it plays well too. I think it cost me 130 quid for the kit. Obviously these pickups are different from the originals and so on, but the fun of putting a neck on, you know, gluing it and making a guitar out of two pieces of wood and shaping the headstock myself and so on, all of that stuff is just such a buzz, and it gives you a real bug for doing it. You know, eventually you can just keep it and tweak it until you get it the way you want, and this would be happy. I would happily take this out now with this stability of this tuning, take it out as a gigging guitar. And I have no problem with the way it looks or the colour or the scrappy paint finish. It's to me it plays brilliantly. It's perfectly set up the way I like it, and it does everything I need. So 135 quid for the kit, and God knows the various bits and pieces over time I've acquired in different ways. But the kit comes with everything to make it play and sound pretty good as is. You can go much cheaper. Thomann, you can buy a Harley Benton kit for about £80, something like that, including postage. Really, really inexpensive, and have a fantastic first experience of making your own guitar. And it's yeah, you can't really put a price on it. It's fantastic value for money for that experience. Anyway, just thought I'd show you this thing, the original DIY orange, Capri Orange Thingiocaster or something, whatever it's called, SG. But like all SGs, too light in the body, which is why I now make my own SGs with a different timbre here, which I can keep the same traditional thickness but get nearly twice the weight by using different woods. So it's quite a cool way of having a properly gravity balanced SG. Anyway, just a quick show you around. Show you beauty. Great fun. How simple that tremolo is. Duesenberg. Sits on the stock posts, no extra equipment needed. Beautiful looking, beautifully designed, adjustable. You can move this in and out. Oh, you can move it out a bit. Yeah, just you can adjust the sensitivity of it. I haven't really messed with it, but very simple device. And you can push it back there if you don't want to use it. Gorgeous. Only about 70 quid, £60, £70, well worth it.